Amanda with Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com. Today we're going to talk about anterior open bites on kids or in kids. I actually have a lot of content on this already, so this actually might be very similar to some of the other videos I had, but I feel like people aren't getting the message. So I thought I'd try one more time, try to explain myself. So I work with doctors all the time who are wanting to learn how to treatment plan their orthodontic cases in kids and adults. So periodically, an AOB case like this will come out, and I'll be like, "Whoa, pump the brakes! No. We're not just throwing Invisalign in this, or on braces on this, or not even just an expander on this. You aren't doing ortho right now. Stop." And they get kind of hostile. They're like, "Well, why not? This is an ortho case." No, it's really not an ortho case. It's a something else case. The something else has to be fixed before the ortho. Why? Because I've been doing this 20 years. If you don't find this doesn't just happen. This is not normal. This is not genetics, okay? Or me. Sometimes there can be a tiny genetics component, but for the most part, it's something more medical or myo in nature, or both. We need to find the source of it. We need to put our detected hat on. We may or may not find part of the source by asking questions or observing things in office. Usually we don't find all the sources. We need to call a friend for help. And if you've seen the ADA's statement on airway and sleep in kids, you know that it is your job to, as needed, refer to a medical professional for help. And yes, a lot of some of you guys are getting hostile, as well as posting my comments saying ENTs do not help. That is so not true. Your ENT does not help. You picked the wrong one. I know plenty that do help. And as a matter of fact, for those of you who are medical or dental professionals, you are invited to a really great conference. Even if you can't come in person, you can come online. It is going to be the last weekend in September, and to access that conference, it's being held in New Jersey, New York. But I will be there as a speaker. It's not my conference, and also a doctor. So if you have questions, they don't go to me, but I can refer you to the people who can answer them. But we will actually have an ENT who does this stuff all the time and believes in you. It believes in the patient, believes in the parent, believes in the dentist or orthodontist. So find the source. I don't know what the underlying habit is, and a lot of habits are not recognizable to the parent or the patient. There's stuff that happens subclinically, that happen at night when they're sleeping. You don't know. Trust me, the parent does not know. The kid does not know. You can't just ask, "Do you have a habit?" Very rarely are they going to even admit that they have a thumb or finger or blankie or stuffed animal habit. Those are outward habits. Yeah, people know about those. They don't necessarily know about the inward habits. So what you need to do is, I recommend you start off with a sleep disordered breathing screening form. There's lots out there. I have one. You probably have one. Use one. Remember, you can't just give that to the parent in the waiting room. You have to give instructions. This is a 2-3 to a weekday process. The parent takes it home. They need to get up at different points in the middle of the night, or, so if someone is up late and someone gets up early, that's two different shifts for several days. It may not happen one night, but it may happen the next night. And observe over a period of days, and then fill that out. Usually when the parents do it correctly, if they just whip it out in the office, you're going to have an incorrect handout done. Then you got to go do a sleep test, okay? So we're trying to avoid the sleep test just by getting some information. I'm not saying they're not getting a sleep test. I'm just saying we're getting some information. And to be honest, if they put all negative on that and I see this, I'm like, bullshit. So yeah, I don't believe that at all. Then they get to go get the sleep test, okay, if they don't take the time to fill it out. Number 2, you have to find an ENT who is willing to actually do the evaluation. That's why I really strongly recommend, if you have access to a CBCT with a big enough field, or if you have one in your office, that you get that scan, especially in cases like this. Now, I can tell a lot of stuff from a CEF. I can tell a lot of stuff from intraoral OMT photos, and I have, I tell you about how to walk through the Ferris form, or working with an OMT, who will take those photos for you, who will do that screening for you, who will check all different things out inside the mouth to see what compensations may be contributing to this. Again, this is not an ortho problem. This is something else problem that subsequently has an ortho problem. If we just try to fix the ortho, I can tell you it's going to relapse. The face is still going to grow bad. And guess what? You might get sued, okay? Because you dropped the ball and you did things sloppy, okay? And now, if you go through all these steps, the ENT, and you have to have the ENT sign off. That's the key. You don't just say, "Did you go to the ENT?" "Yeah, they said nothing." I have a paper, and I'm happy to give anyone who attends my conferences, who takes my online courses, who is one of my consultancy clients, my clients. I'll give you all the papers you want. Just tell me what you want. And periodically on a webinar or something, I give away freebies. Otherwise, my papers are $20 each just for anyone, and they are not for consumers. They are only for doctors. And I will actually research you to make sure you're a doctor before I give you any of my handouts. But if you are a consumer listening to this, you can go to your doctor. Hey, Dr. So-and-so, have you ever thought about this? Hey, call this doctor. She's going to help you out. She's going to give you some stuff that you can use. They may get pissed off. They actually might not. So you'd be surprised. A lot of times they've been thinking about this and they just didn't know where to go. And now they know that you're concerned with it. So we need to dig into this, see what's causing this, fix what's causing this. And I can tell you from experience, not knowing from someone in their 40s who didn't know that they had major myo issues, you know, and now it all makes sense. So many different things. I didn't have an anterior open bite. I had the opposite, but it doesn't always present like this. And I went through myo, and I went through a tongue release, and I went through that cervical chiro, and the whole process. I got it all chronicled in my channel just as a way to learn and make content. And I realized how life-changing it was with my bite, my airway, my sleep. Oh my goodness, I wish I had done this when I was 10, right? I think my life would be very different. I'm not saying it's bad, but it would just be different because I would have felt better. I would have been able to talk better, things like that. So anyways, this is not an ortho case. That's what I'm trying to get at. This is not an ortho case yet. Do your due diligence, get the treatment that's needed. Sometimes, you know, hey, ENT signs off, yeah, you know, we're going to do a surgery, but it's going to take 6 to 9 months. Great. Hey, do you mind if we just do the ortho now? Since we got some time, I don't want to wait. Sure. We'll do the ortho now. We'll do the surgery later. But then, you know the surgery is part of the treatment plan. So if the patient fails to go get the surgery, well, it's not on you. If this case is going to relapse, things are going to go south, they may need jaw surgery later, it's not on you because they didn't do what was part of the treatment plan, okay? So that's what I'm getting at. If you don't want to be giving refunds, getting yourself in trouble when dealing with these cases, you have to do them right. All right. Hopefully this was a wake-up message for you guys. Thanks.